So this video will be short and quick. I'm talking about separate ways assignment Ada. I didn't talk about them in previous video, but I'm still going to talk about them. And now separate ways has a extra content. It's not a DLC. I think this was originally in Resident Evil 4 in itself. I feel like separate ways in a lot of ways. They wanted to do more with separate ways Ada, but didn't have enough time to complete it. So a lot of half-baked ideas and stuff in there that to really like make you think like maybe there was some stuff that even Ada had to go through, because a lot of stuff seemed very rushed and unpolished, if I had to be honest, with separate ways in comparison to Leon campaign I was playing. Leon campaign was much more polished. Ending was, I think, the last chapter was rushed, and that like up to that point, I felt like most of the stuff that I went through, I really thoroughly enjoyed. Again, the island section is one of the worst sections in Resident Evil 4, and I'll be the first guy to say it. And same goes with Ada. Ada's first chapter was actually pretty fun. The one where you have to activate the bell for Leon. That was pretty fun. It's quick. It's also very fun. It's also very simple to follow. Then you move to the second chapter where you have to meet Lewis. Well, I think there was some stuff they did cut off from that, but it still was a much better chapter than I was expecting it to be from Ada's campaign. Now these last three remaining chapters, chapter 3, 4, and 5, all of them just seem misplaced, I feel like, because when you look at chapter 3, it just feels very misplaced. It doesn't feel right to be there in that specific point. For some reason, it just feels very out of place, and it just, I don't know, like a lot of things just does not add up. Same goes for chapter 4. Chapter 4 feels the most out of place. But like the first thing you literally do is go through an area where Leon went with Ashley, I guess, like break into trucks and shit. Then the second thing you do, go through this area with machine guns, which is one of the worst areas I've played in the game. In fact, that's most probably the worst area in the game because it's so freaking annoying. It's annoying more than anything, and it's not something that I will recommend anybody to play through. And after that, you also have the 5th chapter, which is basically going through the same helicopter section that Leon did, but after Leon destroyed all of it. It just feels rushed. That's what I'll say. Sadler fight and Krauser fight are the only two things that I really enjoyed out of the last 3 chapters, because everything else was very and I just feel like I just want to get out of here. Another thing I feel like is like in this one you need to save your ammo, and like where Leon is, right? Because you don't have rocket launchers, you can't ultimately upgrade your weapon to explosive, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's really annoying. It puts backsets you because there's a lot of moments out there because where I didn't have pistol ammo. So I had to revert to shotgun, and I did want to save some shotgun ammo, but our Ada's shotgun is pretty trash. The Sawed-Off shotgun is like one of the worst shotguns in the game. It does not do enough damage to an enemy. Also, boss fights. Let's also talk about that. There were no real boss fights except for the last 2 boss fights, which is like a boss rush, I would say. You have Krauser and Sadler. It just does not feel like this was a complete product of what they wanted to do. And as I love Ada, I genuinely do. She's a great character, but does not do justice to her character, because a lot of stuff like the grappling hook and stuff, they kind of just glanced over it. Now you can go through treasures collecting and stuff using grappling hook and stuff, but the only times when the grappling hook came into the main storyline, when we have to progress or anything like that, is like once per chapter, which is very less. Like if you don't know where the treasures and stuff are and you don't explore that much, you mostly use the grappling hook just once per chapter. Pretty less in my opinion, because I definitely think it should have been more than once per chapter for sure, because it's different mechanics and not used well. I I don't know, feel right, but I don't know. Anyways, moving on after that, we also have assignment Ada. Now, I personally didn't go and complete it right away, but I already know what assignment Ada is, and I've been through that shit a few times, and that's another shit that I don't want to go through. And I have a perfectly valid reason to why I don't want to go through that shit. It's basically Ada wearing Oni's costume. Anybody has played Oni, kudos to you, dude. Anyways, is Ada wearing Oni's costume, and well, to be exact, Makoto from Oh, there you go. Anyways, like, yeah, and she's like, she has been given the job to like retrieve samples, 5 different samples of Plaga, and basically she has to shoot her way through everything, get the Plagas, and then defeat Krauser at the end without a knife. Krauser's weakness is knife, but you have a sniper. Sniper is the best weapon for defeating Krauser. Me, when I used to play on PS2, it was very hard because it was very hard to aim specifically on PS2. But on PC, the keyboard and mouse controls are much easier, and so aiming with a sniper is much easier in comparison to what it used to be. Now, that's a short and sweet kind of chapter, I would say, of assignment Ada. I didn't do that because I hate the island section, and it's pretty much going through the whole 5-1 chapter of Leon. That's how I'll put it. It is pretty much going through that whole 5-1 chapter of Leon, except for going to rescue Ashley or going to the regenerator room, right? And fighting regenerators, you fight the Iron Maiden to that. Instead of fighting the Iron Maiden, you fight what's its face? Forgot its enemies. Why do I have a hard time saying enemies? Anyways, you find enemies, and then you go to Speaking Room, right? The place where Leon got cutscene, which is secret, and bridge. There we go. So you go to the bridge room and the control bridge. There we go. And that's where you fight Krauser. So in all, it's not a bad kind of side story to play. It just doesn't have any relevancy to what is happening. Literally, it's just a side story, and that's why it just doesn't interest me. As for mercenary mode, what is mercenary mode, you would ask me? Mercenary mode is basically you just having fun with complete 4 stars with Leon, I think. 4 stars with Ada. Second one is 8. Complete with Leon, Ada, and you can unlock Hunk, you can unlock Krauser, you can unlock Wesker, and if you complete all the stages at 4 stars or more, was it 5 stars? No, it was 5 stars. Right? Yeah, complete all the stages at 5 stars. You basically get a hand cannon from it. It's alright. It's nowhere near PRL 420 or the Chicago typewriter, which I also want to talk about those guns because I never got to talk about those guns when I was talking about it in my review, or overview I should say. It wasn't properly a review, I didn't do reviews anymore. It's too old. Well, here's the thing. Chicago typewriter and PRL 420 are 2 guns that I used a lot as a kid, played the game because it's a very strong gun. Chicago typewriter can one-shot pretty much every enemy except for the bosses, and PRL 420 can one-shot every enemy, literally, not even joking. But it does take forever to charge. That is its only weakness. So yeah, like those 2 are real OP weapons that you get after completing. So how do you unlock that you lost? Well, lucky for you, I know that. Playing on normal in Leon's difficulty, like Leon's campaign will unlock Chicago typewriter in Infinite Rocket Launcher in his campaign. And on Professional will unlock PRL 420, if I remember correctly. I think that was PRL 420 because Ada's campaign unlocks the Chicago typewriter on normal and professional difficulty. Ada's campaign unlocks the Chicago typewriter for Ada, and assignment Ada unlocks the PRL 420 for Ada, if I remember correctly. That's oh no, Ada never gets the PRL 420, right? She only gets the Chicago typewriter. That's the reason why while you complete assignment Ada, you get Chicago typewriter after if you have like completed assignment. So yeah, like that is basically the process. Because Ada never gets PRL 420, I just remembered. It's only Leon who gets all 3 weapons. Rocket Launcher, PRL T20, 420, and finally the Chicago typewriter. I use Chicago typewriter the most, I would say, because I used to enjoy just shooting people down and mowing them down. Also, I loved the alternate outfits game as well. I know the RPD costume is big, which someday when I cover remake, I'm definitely gonna rant on that because freaking hell, that is cool as shit. That's just unbelievable that you would not have Leon's RPD costume RE4. It's just blasphemous. Anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, there was a truck that went outside my house. I don't know if you guys heard it or not. Anyways, that's all got for this video. So next time when I come around, I'm most probably gonna be trials and tribulation. I already did the first chapter for that. So yeah, I'll also put out the poll for my next video after Phoenix Wright because I'm gonna take a break after that for prototype because prototype is that's the reason why I want to do something shorter. So I please put out a community poll for something shorter. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Next time around, I'll be back with Phoenix Wright and most probably all the trilogy. Until then, boys. Peace out.